talkshow right there. How are you? Thank you so much. That's very kind. Thank you. Well, hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. And yes, I am feeling a little bit better. Yeah. Thanks for asking. I can only assume my postman also had swine flu, which would explain why I didn't get any get-well cards. Honestly, I didn't get one. My mailbag was emptier than a Jordan wedding vow. Nothing in it. Just a little joke to be topical for you there. I wish them the very best. Shall we have a look and see who is in my green room for your pleasure this evening? My first guest is a TV presenter and the first friendly face most people see every morning. She is the lovely Lorraine Kelly. It's the nation's sweetheart. Hello, Lorraine.
Hello.
I like to think of Lorraine as the television equivalent of a lovely bowl of Scotch porridge.
That's good. No, that'll do.
Yeah? Hot and steamy. Sometimes sweet, sometimes salty. You get me started and you keep me going until I feel peckish enough for the loose women. Which is the food equivalent, HRT. Ham, rocket and tomato sandwich. That's what I mean by that. That's Lorraine Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you again, Lorraine. It's always nice to see you. Now it gets exciting, or even more exciting, because my next guest is the most popular film star on the planet, with fans literally in the billions. Not millions, billions. He is Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan. There he is. Shah Rukh Khan is here in the building with us this evening. Thank you. That's right. I know, we could be separated at birth, couldn't we? Look at that.
No, you're better looking. Much better looking. Yeah.
That's official. I want that on YouTube before the end of the year. Shah Rukh Khan is on the show. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. And we've got more, because my next guest is a singer. He is an actor. He is a time traveller. He is the always fabulous Mr. John Barrowman. Look at that. He was born to be in the spotlight.
Thank you, Jonathan. By the way, where'd you get your suit?
Thank you very much indeed. I think it's sort of like a more expensive version of the one you're
Don't think so.
Now, John.
Yes.
Is a fantastically attractive man, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. He's multi-talented, he's wealthy, he's entertaining. Come on, girls, what are you waiting for? Now, we had an email sent to this show this week from Donna. Donna emailed me in and she said, this is what she wrote. Hi, I'm just sending this email as I was at the show 2 weeks ago. That's when we had Alan Carr on, do you remember? And Jonathan said that I won the prize for the best Alan Carr balloon. We got everyone in the audience to draw Alan Carr's face on a balloon, and she did do the best one, I thought. Now, I didn't hear him at the time, and now everyone is asking me what I won. So I was wondering if there's anything you can do for me. So we had to look back to make sure we had the right person. This is the clip as it happened on the show.
My teeth, look at the one, my teeth aren't that bad, look at that.
I'll be honest with you, I think you win the prize, love. That's dead spit. There you go, the lady in the striped top. So, you know, that was one we had. And you can see there really were some scary faces there. And you take the balloons down, they're even worse. Shall we get my first guest out? As a GMTV presenter, she's been gazing lustfully at my sofa. It seems cruel to keep them apart any longer. Will you please welcome the gorgeous Lorraine Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. I'm close enough to be able to tell you something you wouldn't necessarily know at home until we get TVs of the future, of course. Lorraine smells lovely.
Oh, thank you.
But you smell nice. You don't smell sweet. You smell sweet. It's like a little clovey hint or something.
Right.
You know, so you're not too sweet and you're not too sour.
That's quite good. I like that.
I imagine that's quite a good way of
describing it. That's a good balance.
Now, here's the thing. Can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, can I say how old you are, Lorraine?
Of course you can.
This year, was it this year or the end of last year?
November last year.
Last year, Lorraine turned 50. Can you believe that? There's no way anyone would believe that.
Not at all.
Wow, and was it did you have a big celebration, or did you just keep it quiet?
No, I just thought it was a great excuse for a party, really, which was fantastic.
Fancy dress?
No, that's the way we always dress. Yeah.
And your husband, I know you've been together for a while, and do you still have
we've been together a long time, over 20 years.
Did he make a romantic effort for you in your 50s?
He always does. He is a very romantic person, you know. He organised a huge big dinner on the Discovery ship in Dundee.
Wow. This
ship that sailed to Antarctica, and I'm really interested in all things to do with Antarctica. And we sort of took over the whole ship. We had pipers. It was just a really magic time. It was just very interesting and
Yeah,
different.
what is it with you and Antarctica? Because you've got this thing about penguins as well, haven't you?
I have. Well, outside the Discovery in Dundee, they've got these 4 big penguins, and I've always loved them and always said I'd really like one of them. And my husband found out the artist who made them.
Oh, these are not real penguins that just live there, not like homeless penguins.
No, they'd be too hot.
Well, I knew Dundee was cold. I thought maybe...
yeah, it's quite cold. Right at the moment
it's
as
a bit
well.
warmer.
It is.
Okay.
But yeah, no, so he found out where the man who built these amazing penguins and made them, and he's got me one, and it's in my garden. It's about that size.
Well, it's not a gift that everyone would welcome, but it's obviously a lot of thoughts going into
it's
it.
really good, and I'm hopeless for getting gifts for her because I don't really like jewellery and
Can I just
stuff.
ask you, did he wrap the penguin, or did he just give it to you?
Well, he did wrap it, but it was a little bit of a giveaway because it was kind of penguin-shaped.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Did you pretend you didn't know what it was until you got
did.
open?
Is it a CD? No.
And now you have the one penguin.
Yes.
Will there be any other penguins in your life? Or is
I
that
feel there should be. I'd love to go and see them in real true life.
So you've never been to... But you've seen them at zoos and stuff?
Oh, sure, but it's not the same.
Have you tickled a penguin?
No.
That's not a euphemism, by the way.
Well.
But it works as one, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Would you like to go there?
Oh, I'd love to, Jonathan. I'd love to go to
Well, what's
Antarctica.
stopping you now? You're 50. I'm imagining you've got a list of things you want to do.
I
Because...
have, actually. I do.
No, I just... You know what
Before
I mean.
time runs out.
Well, I didn't mean it as brutally as that, but certainly you get to the stage you think, well, I've done so much with my... This is what I mean, you've done so much with your life. Well, what else is there to achieve? Yeah.
No, there are lots of things. I'd love to go to Antarctica. That would be something I'd like to do, and really travel around and do a lot more things like that.
I think that would make a great TV show. We all like seeing when celebrities go, especially if they're interesting people who we like, when they go off to places like that. You should pitch that to someone, get someone to do that.
I probably will. The only problem is the only time you can go is like January, December, January, when it's reasonably warm down there. It's a sort of balmy -12, so that would be the time to go. I
You
guess.
couldn't go another time of year and just wrap up a little bit warmer?
Not really, because you would die.
That'd be silly. I know it's pretty cold, but it's not that cold. Also, the penguins wouldn't be able to live, would they?
But they're built for it, though.
Well, we've got a bit of padding on us. We'd be all right.
I certainly have.
Yes. In all the right places, Lorraine, as your many fans. But you're in terrific shape. You obviously look after yourself as well.
Well, I don't really, to be honest. I think it's just luck. I think it's your genes, you know.
But you've done marathons or something like that.
Yeah, well, you say that. I mean, I'm like a pit pony, you know. I just keep going. I'm very thrown, and I will do it, you know, even if I've got to crawl over the line. But I mean, nobody, you know, Paula Radcliffe's got nothing to worry about. I'm not going to do it in a huge, you know, fast time or anything.
The fitness, you did some fitness videos. So
150 years ago. Loads and loads of years ago. Yeah.
But you don't do any specific exercise to keep in shape now?
Not really, and I think it is just luck because I try to eat sensibly and I try to exercise. And right now, because I'm doing the marathon, I'm probably not bad shape.
Yeah.
But I do think it's all about a little bit of what you fancy does you good. And I don't think that you should ever say, I'm not eating chocolate, I'm not eating chips. How sad life would be with no chocolate, no chips and no wine.
Yeah, but not all three in the same bowl.
Well, I don't see why not, you know.
I forgot you're from Scotland, yeah.
Did.
And a little bit of batter on and put it in the oven for 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of exercise products. I don't know if you want to give this a go. I'll offer this to all our guests.
Go on, then.
It's kind of a riding machine that you plug in.
Oh.
And it's meant to work on the core stability and so on. And we have also these exercise devices which are designed to strengthen, and I think they're aiming them specifically more at women than men. Someone's laughing. You've got to sit at home.
Well, that's like salt
You
and
think they're going to be
pepper.
like that, but no, you shake them.
Oh, it's like salt and pepper then. And what's supposed to happen?
Well, I don't quite know.
Are you having a nice time?
I'm sweating a lot. One of my arms is finding this a lot easier than the other one, but... No. How dare you? It's because I'm right-handed.
Of course it is.
I do a lot of heavy lifting with that arm. Well, if you want to give it a go, Lorraine, you might need... This is it. You have to sit on there.
Oh, OK.
Shall I show you how it goes first?
You do it first, because
have
then
an
I'll
idea
watch
of this. So you...
OK.
OK.
Oh, you have to really be astride.
You have to be astride,
straddle.
yes.
You have to straddle.
I might stand near the front to protect your modesty if you want, and then you press it.
OK.
Would you hold my maracas,
Yeah.
if I may be so bold? OK. That's not helping my concentration. And you're jiggling as well. Would you just get out of my line of vision for a minute, please, Kelly? Right, and you watch closely.
Yes.
So you start off and it just gives you a little more... Yeah. That's on the low setting, and you're meant to keep your tummy still.
Right.
Then, I've turned it off, and then you can go... it goes on its own thing. But then you get the super speed, is this one. You should go like that. And then if you do that kind of stuff... So you do 5 minutes of that in the morning. That will sort you right out. I'll tell you what, though, my glutes are tight now. They're very tight.
Wow,
They're
buns
pretty
of
tight.
steel.
I'm pretty good. OK, if you want to hop on.
Right, OK, then. So, like this.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm straddling.
OK, and if I could ask whoever's filmed this on the HD camera, if you can run this off of me for afterwards, and I just want to make sure it's decent for home viewers.
Of course.
Shall I operate the buttons?
Yes, please. No, you do it, because I'm not very good.
This is starting it. Well, don't rock it. You just let it do the work. That's it. And then, right, can I take you up a level?
Go on, then.
Want to have a... Christ.
This is actually really nice.
I bet it is.
Are you sure it's an exercise?
I don't know, but I tell you, I'm going to miss this show. OK, here we go. There we go. I'm just going to take you up. I'll just take you up to the level.
For goodness sake, that's...
We would...
I think we should stop now.
I can't. I'm going to take you all the way, Lorraine. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez. That was... Can I take that home? That was good. Thank
that
you.
was, Good heavens. How lovely to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you agree. She's a charming woman and a lovely guest. It's Lorraine Kelly. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you so much. I would love to, but I better not. Hey.
Thank you. It's fine.
Thank you so much. It's brilliant fun. And thank you for being such a good sport. Lorraine Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr, China!
Shall we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? Shahrukh, great to have you here on the show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you
The
very much.
Badshah of Bollywood. King Khan, SRK, the Rookster. These are some of the nicknames, I believe.
what?
The Rookster.
Rookster.
Rookster. You not heard that one?
No, I'm not. You made it up?
I might have made it up. I've had the flu and I've had some strange thoughts. Some about you.
I wouldn't be able to tell. I thought you're normally like that, actually.
OK, what should I call you? What should I address you?
Just Shahrukh.
Shahrukh.
Or
Okay.
Khan.
Great to have you here.
Or
Well, which
SRK
one?
or
Well,
Badshah or Rukcha.
I say Shahrukh.
Shahrukh.
So I like Shahrukh.
Shahrukh.
Now, I know when we have a big star on the show, all of our guests are always big stars, but I know when we have a superstar because we get so many phone calls from people going crazy to try and get tickets. And I think just about every Indian in the country has phoned me this week. They've even named a street after me in Neasden to try and get some tickets. That's what's going on. You have a huge following. Is it strange when you come to England, when you travel to America? Well, obviously, there's a population that do know you here, but at the same time, it's not like being at home where everyone knows you.
No, it's like being at home, and I'm not showing off.
Yeah.
It's like being at home. Actually, I heard it somewhere that all the Indians have followed to the British because they ruled us for the last 200 years. So a lot of Indians are here, a lot of Pakistanis, and I see more Indians here than I see it in India, actually. Really?
Well, that must be lovely then. It must be nice. But is it difficult for you to get around? I mean, are there places you can go to where no one knows you, where you can just get away from it all?
Yeah, there are 3-4 places left like that still, yeah. But I'm trying to get there.
Yeah,
but yeah, in England it's funny. I go down to the Hyde Park, I play soccer, my kids like it. But it's only up to the Selfridges during the summer holidays in June, July.
Yeah.
Because then you have a lot of the Arab world there and a lot of Indians there and Asians, so I just hide behind, I don't go beyond Selfridges. I think, for me, now I'll be honest, to me, England is only up to Selfridges from Grosvenor Square. I haven't been beyond that part.
Do you wear disguise ever when you go out? Have you disguised yourself to avoid attention?
No, I've never done that. I tell everyone I've worked very hard to be recognized. No, I don't want to have a disguise and I don't be recognized.
Okay. How do you think the Bollywood movies are now translating to the rest of the world? Because over here now, I know we have Bollywood movies, what we call Bollywood movies, of course, in the top 10 on a regular basis.
Yeah, at least on the first week, yeah.
Yeah. So you have everyone goes to see that film. But certainly, there's a big appeal. And I get the feeling that Western people, people who aren't necessarily understand the language in the movie, are coming around to the movies a little bit more. Is that right? Do you think
Yeah, I
that's the
think
case?
so. I think it started as a trend. Everyone thought it's like little kitsch and, it's all colorful. And a lot of people in the West, when I used to come earlier, they said they're a little silly. They're kind of strange. They like the singing and dancing and over-the-topness, everything. We act also a little louder than regular Western films. Yeah. But it's an interesting trend that, now we are making films, the recent films. Where the screenplay and stuff is a lot more appealing. And
more to do with the drama and the action than just the singing. Not that the singing is not an important part, but they're more kind of conventional movie
No. Singing and dancing we do everywhere.
Okay.
You give us a chance. I could be doing an operation on a woman, removing her appendix, and I can start singing. Dil to hai mera janan.
That's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
you've got to put that in a movie, Shahrukh.
Absolutely. I already have.
You've already done that. Is there the argument made that you can have too much singing and dancing in a film?
No, we have about 5 or 6 songs. It's a set pattern that you have 3 songs in the... Oh, by the way, we have 2 halves.
And I wonder that, because when I watch them, and I enjoy the Bollywood movies I've seen, when I watch them, I sometimes think, Christ, they're long. Man, they go on for quite a long while. On average, they're around 2 hours, 43 hours. That's a kind of average movie length, isn't it? But I didn't want it, so they're split in the middle. Yeah,
it's the loo break. So you quickly go down and come back. I was watching the film here first time at Cannes, and it was a little long, the film, 3 hours. And then suddenly most of the people turned around and said, now we know why you have an interval. We need to go to the loo. Yeah. So that's why we are very considerate about films. We make family films. We want the family to be comfortable, go out.
Yeah, well, that's... no, I'd love to go and see one in Mumbai. I'd love to see one with an audience, with the regional... Because I bet it's exciting. My father-in-law lives out in India for part of the year. Oh. And he says it's such an exciting experience when a new movie opens. Everyone goes... And it's just people go crazy for the films.
Yeah, people throw coins in smaller cities and all. When the song starts, people throw coins and
I think he goes mainly to collect the money. That's why he enjoys that side of the experience. You mentioned the family audience for the films, and one of the things you will notice if you haven't seen Bollywood movies, and I'm sure a lot of people here this evening have, but some might have, is that they're not anywhere near as explicit as our movies are. You don't see... There aren't sex scenes, for a start. There's very little kissing, in fact, in the films. This is something which you prefer as a performer, or is this a kind of a censorship generally, or you just don't think the audience would want to watch that?
No, our films are like a little cabaret variety because we want to cater to a 90-year-old lady and the 9-year-old little kid in the house. So we put in everything. But now you have a lot of kissing and sex in Hindi films. Personally, I'm awkward kissing on screen, so I don't do it. So I have in my contract that no horse riding and no kissing.
Wow. You don't want to get those two mixed up,
No kissing the horse either.
No.
Yeah, it's like that, yeah.
So. And we don't need to fill in the rest. So you don't... And why don't you like the kissing? You just feel awkward, or it's something you don't want your wife to see? What is it?
No, I don't know. I feel a little awkward, I don't know. Have you shot for a film? You should come and see. A lot of people in India, we are very disorganized, and we make a lot of noise, and there is no private moment on the set, and, then you have to kiss. So not that I kiss like that, I'm just...
Yeah, I was... What a shameful attention seeker you are. Shameful. You can't bear the spotlight being elsewhere for too long.
But television's okay. I kiss on television.
So you kiss on TV, but you don't kiss... Now, once again, our Indian viewers will know this, but many people don't, because you're a huge movie star. That's no overstatement. But at the same time, you go back to TV occasionally. You started in TV as an actor, I believe.
Yes.
And then you went back and you were hosting Millionaire for a while.
Yes, and Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Is that what it's called here?
We have Are You Smarter Than a 10-year-old over here, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you do this now. Over here, I don't think that could happen. I don't think you'd have a movie star, the equivalent being, say, George Clooney or someone that is German, who would then go and host Deal or No Deal. But literally, that's the case, isn't it? And so I guess the Indian audience don't differentiate necessarily between the two things.
No, it wasn't like that. Actually, it was started by the great Mr. Bachchan. He was the first one to do that. I used to work on TV. For me to go back and work on TV wasn't a problem. But it was an experiment. Would a movie star, like you said, would be accepted on television or not? And television has just got very big in India in the last 3-4 years. So it was an experiment. It kind of turned out all right. And then we mix... you should see Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the Indian version that I've done. We do a little bit of singing and dancing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Why does that not surprise us? Did you see the film? I'm sure you did, Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
Which, of course, was, it's not even like a Bollywood movie, and I don't think people should confuse the two, but at the same time, many people felt this was a taste of, an idea of Indian cinema. How accurate, though, is that? Because I believe they asked you whether you would play the
I was
the host on
Danny's
that?
a friend, and we worked on the initial bit of the film, and I was very keen that film be made because I think it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is quite true to what it is in terms of the setting, but I didn't do it because the host is a little bit of a cheat. And he was a little mean. And I'd already done the show, so I said, you know, if I do it, then people feel I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I never do that. I do it. Yeah. So I thought it was a great film, and yeah, the shooting is like that. For the
when you do it for. Hey, you know what I like about seeing your movies is there's a little bit of everything, it seems to me. Not in all of them, but you have the big song and dance numbers. Some of them are fantastic, and so many cast members involved. I mean, really big scale productions. You also have the acting, the drama, the stories, but they're often stunts and action as well. And I believe you do many of the stunts yourself, am I right?
I used to do it when I was younger. I was stupider then. And then I used to do all the stunts, and I've hurt myself.
Hold on. When was that, Shiva? When was that taken?
That is Om Shanti Om, actually.
Om Shanti Om?
Yeah, and I'm very shy, actually. It doesn't, very few people know this, but in personal life, I'm very shy and reclusive and strange and weird and awkward. But really, I am. So,
how does that work, then, being as well known as you are? Because I know, you know, certainly the movies are huge, but I imagine, and I know recently you've said a few things in India and about situations which have caused you a lot of publicity. How do you tally being kind of shy and wanting a quiet life with being that big a public figure?
Yeah, it is difficult at times, and like the recent controversy that you're talking about, I didn't say much. I just said, you know, we are Indians and we should welcome everyone with open arms into our country. We cannot become that, no, this country people can't come and that country people can't come. And yeah, it's been blown out of proportion. Now they're stopping my film. They're not allowing it to release. So I'm a little tense. And but what I do is I work a lot. I'm a workaholic, Jonathan. I just work the whole day around and then get back home, spend time with my little kids, my wife and my sister. So I'm kind of boring in personal life, and I don't go out too often. I don't eat outside. I don't do anything. I actually just work, and I enjoy that the most. Really.
You do sound quite dull.
Yeah, I'm very dull.
But that's a good thing, because your life is exciting enough already. Let me ask you about your new movie then, because this is something of a departure for you. Am I right in saying? Yeah. My name is Khan. I guess it's kind of a message movie in a way.
In a way, but we have garbed it, of course, in love story. Because the lady who's working with me, Kajol, we've done some films. She's a very big star and really a wonderful actress. And I'm playing a person who's got Asperger's, which is like a form of autism.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a kind of message, which is the Western world, Islam, and how we are thwarting each other and destroying each other. The time has come that we should do simple, nice things and bring this world to a better, peaceful order.
Well, it's a clever story. I mean, would you just explain a little bit of the plot to people about what happens to the character, where he finds himself and what happens during the course of the film?
Yeah, he's, you know, people who have Asperger's, they are very compulsive and they take things very literally. And here is a relationship between a Muslim, which is played by me, Rizwan Khan, and a Hindu girl, and they get married. And I think the 9/11 incident happens, which I believe has changed the whole world.
So they're living in San Francisco, aren't they?
They're living in San Francisco, yes. And it affects their life indirectly, and it leads to a breakup between the two. And the wife tells him that, listen, you got to explain your religion and what you stand for to everyone before you come back here. Actually go and she says it in a fit of anger. And she said, go and explain it to the President of the United States. And these guys are a little compulsive, so he says, okay, I will. And he gets up in the morning, puts on his bag, and he goes on this journey to go and explain it to the President of America that his name is Khan and he's not a terrorist. And how, doing very small, simple things, the ideology is that maybe the world will change and be a better place to live in.
Well, which is, let's face it, a lovely idea. Yeah, you must be very pleased with it. And it's interesting because you talk about the fact that the character is Muslim, he marries a woman who is Hindu, and that's your life as well, of course. Your wife is a Hindu, you're Muslim. My life, yeah. How does that work for you at home? How do you raise the kids? What do you do in terms of the faith issue at home with them?
We've just confused the shit out of them, I think.
Well, that's the perfect answer. I guess you just deal both with the same amount of respect and let them choose? Or?
We respect each other and we say, you know, whatever. So we have all kind of prayers in the house. And the other day, my daughter came and asked me that, you know, somebody's asked her, are you a Hindu or a Muslim? So I said, confuse them further. I say, you're a Christian. So, so I don't know how they're going to grow up, but one thing, I kind of respect all the religions, I guess. So,
well, that's the healthiest approach. You know, the movie deals with the issue of the way people's moods change towards Muslims after 9/11. Some people, some attitudes. But you've encountered some of that yourself, I believe, haven't you? I don't know whether this story was blown up, but wasn't there an incident when you were going into New York and you got stopped and searched for maybe a little longer than normal, just, I guess, because of your name?
Yeah, I'm always stopped at the security because of the name, and I think it's okay. You know, the Western world is a little worried now and paranoid.
Touchy, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little touchy, yeah. And feely when they're frisking you. But yeah, I'll tell you an incident. I was in London going through the airport, and the new machines have come out. Have you seen them?
Are these the body scan?
Yeah, the body scan ones.
I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, you got to see them. I hope you don't have to go in because it makes you embarrassed if you're not well endowed. But you walk into the machine and everything, the whole outline of your body comes out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't know this, so I was a little scared because these people came up and they never do this because a lot of Asians at the airport and they're very kind to me. And then suddenly they said, you have to go into the machine. Go into the machine. So I went in and you have to keep your hand like this, and some stuff happens. And I came out. And then I saw these girls, they had these printouts. So I looked at them, I thought, you know, maybe it's a form that you're supposed to fill, and they gave it to me, and you can see everything inside. And then I've autographed them for them.
Oh, well, that's very good of you.
There's always autographed for them. Yeah.
Well, that's another use for the machine.
Yeah, it's
I hear rumours, and I don't know if it's true, that you might be making a movie with one of my favourites from Hong Kong cinema, Jackie Chan.
Oh, I love him.
Is there truth in this?
I've asked him, but he's very expensive. And so I hope I'm gonna try and speak with him in the next few days again. My kids love him. I love him. You know, when I was having my first kid, I prayed to God, I hope my son looks like Jackie Chan. I love him so much. And he does.
There you go. He listens, or she listens, or whoever listens.
God is listening, yeah. So he looks like Jackie Chan, and I hope I can. It's a new film called Ravan. It's Indians don't have a superhero.
Yeah,
so this is, the first time I'm trying to bring in a Western kind of a superhero in India. I'm shooting it in London.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you see me flying over Piccadilly... yes.
He'll fly over Piccadilly, but he'll stop at Selfridges and turn back. Too many people recognise me up there. I can't land. Shahrukh, how lovely to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you agree he's a superstar with very good reason. What a charming guest. Mr. Shahrukh Khan. Thank you so much. Shahrukh Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. He's only been in the green room for half an hour and already everyone else is exhausted. I think the one actually's had a stitch as well. Will you please welcome the unstoppable force of nature that is the remarkable John Barrowman. Hey, John, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
I never know what's going to come out of your mouth when we meet because sometimes it's full-on kind of like it's an Americanised English you speak.
Yeah.
Other times we get the full Scottish.
Well, actually, back there with Lorraine, I was sitting speaking... I can't speak American. You all know this already, but I can't speak American to someone who speaks Scottish to me.
Yeah, it clicks in your head, doesn't it?
Well, it's just... It's something that just happens. But with you, I'll speak American because that's how you know me, as the Yankee Doodle dandy.
And did you try any Hindi when you were chatting there with...
No.
Exciting news.
What?
Exciting news in the life of John Barrowman, exciting news in the life of TV fans generally. John is about to head to the States. That's a shame, I know, but he's out there to do a big show.
I'm coming back, don't worry.
You're coming back, good.
Yeah.
When do you go over? And please, if people don't know already, tell us the show you're about to take a role in.
Well, first of all, I go over in March, early March. And I'm really excited about this. I can't believe it. I'm going to be... Ready? I'm going to be... on Desperate Housewives.
That is exciting. Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
If ever a show was made for a man, the man for a show, then you and Desperate Housewives are a perfect mix.
I'm going to be stirring up Wisteria Lane quite a bit.
Very exciting. And you're going to... Can you tell us much about what you're going to play?
I can't, because I'm... You know, the one thing that I can tell you, I met Mark Cherry, who is the director... the creator, the writer, and the producer of Desperate Housewives, and I was out in Los Angeles while I was filming the Across America thing with Children in Need with Mylene Klass, and I went for a brunch with him. He invited me along because he said he was a fan of Torchwood, and I went and had brunch with him, and we had a nice chat, and I didn't think anything was going to come from it. He did, when you're in Los Angeles, people say things to you, and you kind of go, yeah, okay. And then, he said, I'd love to write something for you. I have a deal, with ABC where I'll be writing new scripts for them, blah, 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 blah. You go, yeah. Thank you very much. I jump in a car, start driving across America with Mylene Klass. My manager and agent, Gavin, then gets a phone call within, 12 hours saying, I have to have him on this series. I have to write a character for him. And he has. He's written this character for me.
And also, because those things don't always pan out, and suddenly this will be actually happening.
Within, within 12, 24 hours.
But you kind of owe that to Torchwood then.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because, Torchwood is, I'm not going to pretend that it's not been a huge deal in my life, and that and Doctor Who literally have changed the life of John Barrowman, and Torchwood has made me, in a sense, an international
because
name.
It has huge fans all over the world.
Well, yes.
Coming back to that then, watching the last Doctor Who at Christmas, the last one with David Tennant, is that it then for Captain Jack?
I don't know. That's the answer that I have to give you. I have no idea.
So they haven't actually made any...
No, I have no clue what's going to happen, and that's the answer, that's the official answer, and that's what I'm sticking to.
He knows more than he's saying.
Well, listen, I always say something else and say something more, and I get in trouble for it, so I'm not saying anything more. That's all that I know, and I'm telling you the honest-to-God truth.
And with the new Doctor, you cheat on David Tennant with the new Doctor?
Yeah.
There he is, this young Matt Smith. I have some exciting news. He's coming on this show in a few weeks' time.
Fantastic.
So we're going to get to meet him and find out what the new series has in store.
Well, I did get to meet him once. We were doing some publicity for Torchwood, and he was being introduced to the PR department at the BBC because, he's getting briefed on what he's got to do and how his life is going to change massively.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Huge deal. And he did say to me, he said, I'd love for our, characters passed across. And it's this, I kind of think that with David finishing, Captain Jack might be done in the Doctor Who series. That's my, feelings on it. But if they were to ask me to come back, of course I would go back. I would go back in a second.
I saw Mr. Barrowman recently. I was lucky enough to see him on the West End stage performing in La Cage aux Folles.
Yes.
What a tremendous musical. What a tremendous role as well. Have you played it before this one? Had you done this one before?
No, I haven't. That was the first
That's John,
time.
believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. That's John as a very glamorous, and let's face it, slightly misleading ingenue.
I kind of look like Crystal Carrington from Dynasty, don't I?
It does. But you don't need the fake shoulder pads because you're packing them already. You've got the 80s look going on up there.
I had a ball in that, Jonathan.
Well, I need to ask you a question, though.
What?
OK, the night I'm going to see it, the big number, the big show-stopping number right in the middle...
Don't.
...is I Am What I Am.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I cracked.
Yeah.
I cracked, and I'd like to blame it on emotion.
It was the last night, I have to give you that.
It was the last night, and in the matinee, I think I gave it a little too much oomph, so I was a bit tired. And also, I think maybe it was emotion. No, it wasn't. I cracked. I cracked, and I went out there, and I sang, and I went, at the bit, I am what I am. And I went, I am.
And I thought someone was sacrificing a goat backstage. Because there's a new cast coming in, it must be some sort of showbiz tradition.
Yeah. No, I cracked, and it's probably one of the few times that... But you know what? It's live theatre.
I wouldn't have known. It's only when I saw you afterwards and you
told me. Shut up, you did. You came back and you said, did you crack on that note? Shut up.
I forgot I said that.
That's a friend, oh, it was wonderful, we didn't even notice. No, you cracked.
But look. Sort of you're telling there's Woody Woodpecker in the Desperate Housewives. Is there a musical or a musical role that you've never played that you're gagging for, that you'd really like to have a go at?
I've thought about that, and every time I think about it, I think of one role, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to play it yet. It's a musical role, and I would love to do Mac and Mabel. Yeah.
Hold it, there was an actual sharp intake of energy. He's not talking about a threesome, love. It's a musical.
Hey, by the way, can I try that machine that Lorraine Kelly was on?
Of course you can. Of course you can. As a matter of fact, bring it out. Let's give John a go. Like you haven't ridden one of these before.
Mine's got attachments.
For cash.
Mine has attachments.
Oh.
Oh, shut up like you didn't think it.
When
Lorraine Kelly was on it, you didn't go, did you? Oh, does anybody got a towel?
I'll tell you. Be quiet. Put those in your hand. Right, we're going straight to 4 for you, young man. Copacabana.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not happy.
Please hold me. Hold me. Please hold me. Whisper sweet nothings in my ear while I do this.
Gotta get the right button. don't want to start something I can't finish. There you go. What about that? Hey,
This is really good.
Where's Shahrukh? Let's get Shahrukh back out.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. There he is.
Just watch your back.
There he is. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do both. I'm going to ride a horse and kiss you.
There you go. Hey, and they're our gift to you. Not that you need them, but take them home and use them on the plane.
Yeah, which one was yours stronger?
Shut up, Khan, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Thanks, shut up. That's exhausting. Well, good work on that.
Very brilliant.
You've ridden one of those before. Don't do the same line. OK. Now, John Barrowman has a new album out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm always excited. How many albums have you had out now?
With Sony, I've had 3.
You've had more than that, haven't you?
Well, but the others are musical theater albums or cast albums. I think something in total of like maybe, I'm guessing around 10. It's probably more.
I believe something like 83 albums out, in actual fact.
83.
Yeah,
Shut
look,
up.
well, hold it. There's this new one here. Where's the new one?
Shut
There's
up.
the new one. John
That's the new
Barrowman.
one.
And I would have thought you'd have got to that title before now. You not used that title before?
No.
That was not an ambitious name.
Yes.
Some of the older albums. Let's have a look at this
Oh,
one.
come on.
Behind me. That even above you. All right. Now,
Yes.
on the album, John Barrowman, there is a version which I played on my radio show a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you did. Thank you very much for
Copacabana.
that.
Well, I got the album. I wanted to listen to it straight away. Copacabana.
Yeah.
Which is one of the great, kind of camp, kind of cheesy, but can be great as well. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of everything, depending on how it's done, depending on the mood. Copacabana, the great Barry Manilow track. And you performed it with Barry, didn't you?
No. Actually, I made it through the rain.
Oh, that's right.
With
Sorry,
Barry, and we did a duet together, and he wrote it especially for us for Proms in the Park. And it was 40,000 people, and I actually couldn't believe that I was on stage singing with Barry Manilow.
So you must have been, you were a fan, I guess, from back
Well,
then.
I was a fan because he writes great songs. He's got great, he's a great singer of his time and still is, and he's a great performer. And to be asked by someone like that to go on stage, and I've been asked by so many different people to do so many different things. So when this man rings and says, come and sing with me, you're not going to say no, are you?
Of course you're not.
Because when I go out to Los Angeles, I've actually been invited to Palm Springs.
Yeah, well,
and visit him.
I've been to his house.
Have you?
Yes.
Well, yeah, shut up.
Years ago.
Yeah, shut up. And?
I scratched his piano.
Oh, I bet
Well,
he
it was an accident. He still doesn't know.
I'm telling him.
Don't you?
I'm
Why
gonna
would you tell him?
I'm going to ring him up and tell him.
Why would you do that?
Because.
What's wrong with you?
Just to have fun. And I'm gonna give him your number and have him call you. Yeah.
I know
Like I would do that.
Yeah. Who doesn't love the sound of that? But first, ladies and gentlemen, join me saying thank you to Mr. John Barrowman. Great stuff. Let's not take off. John Barrowman. Thanks to my guests tonight, both. Thank you to the fabulous Lorraine Kelly and the huge star that is Mr. Shahrukh Khan, ladies and gentlemen, as well as Marina and the Diamonds. Welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr, China!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I've just been... Oh. Don't patronise me, Alicia.